I love it. You guys are so great. Ding, ding.
5 o'clock. Welcome. KSP Coast to Coast. 5 o'clock straight up. What's going on? What's happening? Corner Store Television Coast to Coast podcast with your host, me, OMD300, and hip hop artist PEDA MCROLL'EM. 5 o'clock straight up. We're waiting on the homie PEDA right now. We'll get going. We'll get it cracking. How's everybody doing on this Sunday? Hope all is well. What's up, bro? No trip, don't trip. Do what you gotta do. As always, next time. Waiting on more people to join the live. We'll get started at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. From LA to New York and from New York to LA. What's up, Yvonne? Shout out to South Africa. What's up, girl? South Africa's in the building. Hey, y'all, hang in there. Hey, do me a favor and hang in there. We got about 8 more minutes before we get started. I'm waiting on hip-hop artists from Brooklyn, New York, PEDA MCROLL'EM, who is my co-host on Coast to Coast podcast, Corner Store TV. So if you would, I see my boy Scene 13 is in the building. He said he got to go. So hang on in there, brother, as long as you can until you got to get back to what you was doing originally. And we love you to come back and check out what the show was about. Here come the homie now. Yo. We just vibing. We got the
Okay.
homegirl Yvonne from South Africa in the building.
What's up, South Africa? We
You know what
taking
I'm
a trip
saying?
out there. We pulling up out there.
The show.
Yep. Give me a chance to pour. I want to pour one up. I want to roll me one real quick.
Go ahead, do your thing. We got a few more minutes.
How your week was, man?
Huh?
How your week was?
Slow motion, man. It could have been better. You know, things. I mean, it's always a blessing when you wake up in the morning, so I can't complain.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Things been some wild shit going on in the world, bro. Wow, wild shit from possible. Now this is possible alien invasions in 2027 to modern day slavery, where white people are foster caring black people and then hide them in basements. All kind of shit going on.
Crazy, man.
It's a crazy world we live in. Might as well get started. Hey, welcome to Corner Store Television's Coast to Coast podcast with two of America's finest. Y'all don't even know the fuck we are, but you gonna find out today, god damn it. This is OMD300, aka Doc Savage, the man of bronze, Los Angeles, California, with the most incredible co-host, hip-hop extraordinaire himself, PEDA McRoll'EM from Coney Island, New York, Brooklyn, New York, in the building. Everybody stand
Good
up for
was good. East
BK.
Coast, West Coast was good, baby.
You know what I'm saying? You know, gotta give them a round of applause. Appreciate y'all being here. Yo, this is episode 2. We've actually done 2 episodes and we couldn't be more blessed to have anybody. Scene 13 is in the building. The homegirl Yvonne from South Africa. I think we got my boy Best from France. If not, I think he might still be having internet problems. He wasn't able to be on the international podcast yesterday because in his village in Nantes, France, the internet went out in the whole village, so he wasn't able to attend. But I'm glad to have my boy here. Um, and I'm gonna say this every episode. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna put him on the spot. He's got a family member that's one of the most amazing. Historically, he's one of the top point guards to come out of the city of New York, which is saying something with all the basketball history that the city has. Sebastian Telfair is his brother. Amazing point guard. I had a debate with a NBA player the other day, Nick Young, uh, about New York City guards from Pearl Washington to Kenny Anderson, who happens to be my favorite New York guard. Kenny Anderson's amazing. Georgia Tech alumni. Um, I think he played for the Pacers too. He played for a few teams in the league. Some cats who are probably more attuned to the and one mentioned. I just fucking his name just left my head. Skip to my Lou, who ended up in the league.
Yep.
Skip was nasty. I got to give it to him.
Yep.
And see, one thing about people don't realize is basketball players don't make it to that level just because they can ball. There's a lot of guys can ball, can jump, all that. They don't necessarily mean they have the wherewithal or the skill or the longevity or the what my homeboy used to say all the time. Um, the staying power to keep that position in the league because it's professional. That's the underlying word, professional. Top niggas everywhere. Wherever these cats is on the NBA roster, they was the best where they came from. And that's facts. And it's hard to hold a candle up to that every single day and work hard. Not ability is one thing, but you got to have that work ethic. What would you say to that? Because your brother's amazing.
Yeah. Not only my brother, like my brother, he got to watch my cousin Steph, and yeah, my cousin Steph. I saw his work ethic was crazy, and I believe he got it from his older brother, which was Eric Marbury. And and the only other person outside my family that I saw mimic that sort of work ethic, like did it like how Steph was so disciplined, was Floyd Mayweather. Like Floyd would make you think like he party and all that shit, but yeah, he's running right after the club. And my cousin Steph was like, and especially in the beginning, fuck even going to the club. Steph was already working out. Steph was on it. So Steph saw it before everybody. He put that his brother instilled in that work ethic to him, and then they saw the results with Steph. Bassy fell right in line. Lance, the Isaiah Whitehead. There was a lot of people that fell right in line, and it was just like, yeah, they go put the work ethic in. You know what I'm trying to say?
I definitely do. I would say on the same token, you got that same level of intensity and love for passion for what you do, just like your bro, which is gonna bode well in your music career as well as it has in his basketball career. Because I know for a fact that cousin Steph went over to China and pretty much made that his country. They love him over there. I mean, dude got action figures over there. When I found that out, I realized he has real godlike status when it comes to China. You know, they won a few championships over there. I forget it. I think he was with the Beijing Tigers, if I'm not mistaken. But the fact of the matter is, you guys' work ethic is pretty serious. Do you think that came from the mold of what the city represents, New York? LA is a little bit more laid back. It's hard out here. It's tough, but the grind is real in the concrete jungle. Would you admit that?
Now it's definitely harder. I'm about to say harder than LA because, like I said, I always look at it from a historian's point of view because, like, I'm like a history buff and shit. But the atmosphere in the early '90s, having the Kenny Andersons, this is the stuff I could see my cousin was like looking at. You know what I'm trying to say? And
Mm-hmm.
somebody I could just imagine what he was thinking about, just like me. He's like, just my opportunity. That I get the opportunity. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. So it was just like that. I already know. Once he sees the moment, he's like, nobody playing. And yeah, he did what he had to do, bust niggas ass, and niggas. And he showed the world like this is what it is. And he was a great
Mm-hmm.
representative, probably the best representative of Coney Island brand of basketball.
Which is a tough and gritty brand of basketball. I mean, every corner in New York probably have its you know what I'm saying, its courts in the way people play. New York just a tough town in itself, and every borough would say they tougher than the other borough. You know what I'm saying? I already know that. But that's just a level of competition that all human beings have. Why is it that big cities turn out? Is it because of population? Is it because how people are in big cities? Are they more grimy? It seems like when niggas come from a country background, they might be more cock diesel and strong and got that strength, but they don't have that like killer instinct. Do you think that comes from growing up in the inner city, where inner city USA, wherever that is?
Well, is New York City. You understand the stock exchange is there. Shit is going on for a minute. The world is trading. The World Trade Center. This is where the world come to trade at. You understand? So that's why they say the New York minute. Everything happens so fast. So I heard. I think I forgot which rapper it was, but I think he was a down south rapper. He was just saying it's just the way the flow is. It's just the time. This is why we be up on like boom bap and it be so much upbeat, so tempo because that's just the way the tempo is out there. And then I can see sitting back smoking blunts in the country and then getting that vibe, and it's just more like a mellow vibe. It's just like what, and just what I'm trying to say. So it's just different. So New York City definitely got an upbeat and shit, and it's like and it trickled down to basketball. So it's just not basketball, but it's just the city itself. And I'm being with so much money, so many transactions happening.
Hmm. Now, see, that's the kind of answer that deserves a round of applause, as far as I'm concerned, because that's profound in the motherfucker. Uh, from what I can tell, having experienced my time on the East Coast, it's way cats out here is tough. Don't get it twisted. We got some tough motherfuckers on the West Coast, but it's like night and day. It's like beast. I ain't gonna lie, I know Baron Davis. I don't know him great, but I've met him.
On and off the court, on and off the court,
Monster.
real tough. Shout out to BD.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure. That's for sure. He's definitely one of the real ones. Hell, Said Sabalos. I actually know Said and his brother Chris Sabalos. We used to play in the summer league, Crenshaw High together. Um, I, not in the regards of sports, because sports, see, New York basketball to me will always be a little bit over Cali basketball, because to me it seems like there's a lot to do in New York, but there's only so much to do for us. Like in LA, niggas can go anywhere, do any goofy shit. There's only so many things you can do. As many things it is to do in New York, there's still a narrow, group of things that got like a cat that's from the hood, from the Bronx. Where is he going? To chill. You know what I'm saying? Where is he going? If you get a chance to go to Coney or Beach Town or something like that, it's an outing. In
So,
LA, you can
all
just
that to
catch a
me,
bus.
all that to me is broken down to the political shit. To me, all that shit get broken down to the political shit because you're talking about people opportunities and all that. So, I'm trying to say, not to bring up your age again, but what year you was born, if you don't mind answering.
I'm a Gen Xer. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
So like I said, because I said, in my opinion, a lot of that shit was decided in the 50s and the 60s. These are the winners. The winners of World War II decided what was the decision making in the
I ain't that
60s.
old.
No, I'm just saying, no, I'm just making you understand why the opportunities is like that for blacks in New York. You know what I'm trying to say? We as a blacks as a whole in this country, we tested the might of this country, and the most that we tested the might, in my opinion, in this country was the 60s. Yes, we showed up for this country mad times during all the wars. Yes, I know all that, but I'm talking about testing the might, testing the infrastructure, and the way it goes. It came up in the 50s and the 60s, and the winners of World War II, they decided they wasn't having that. And like I said, I don't. That's why I don't get confused with that black and white shit, because you have black people and white people that lost their lives trying to make this American thing really ring. You hear me? Real talk. And you see one of the homeboys I got up there. Now I'm trying to say is, yeah, and that's why I go back to the 60s. And yeah, so it's like black people had an opportunity back then to really change it. You had some white people that was trying to help, and some white people that was in power. And the winners of World War II, they brung out the slaps and they shut that shit down. So somebody like you and your generation that was born during all that shit, the 70s and all that case may be, you know what I'm trying to say? It was like, I just gotta say, we was the losers of that situation. Why kill the leaders? Why kill the leaders and fight their sons 20 years later in the 80s? This is why we give you the crack. So I'm gonna ask you one question. I'm ask you a question.
I won't know the answer to it, but go ahead.
That's crazy. So we need to get Joe Rogan or one of them niggas on this line or something. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I got questions and I want to see. I'm curious to see their answer. Why
I can
did they
give you my
name?
opinion. Don't
Why did they
necessarily mean
name?
it'll be an answer. Go ahead.
Why did why did they name crack crack?
You shit. I have no idea. To crack the foundation of black people,
I can say it again.
to crack the foundation of the black society. What? I don't know. Sounds like
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Basically, the crack the black family. It's the crack the black family. So I don't know. You got music playing in the background.
can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. Nah, but yeah. So you said the crack the black family. You got to understand, 500 years of slavery, 500 years of all that shit with slavery, and your brother was still your brother. Brenda never put her baby in a dumpster, even through slavery. You understand that? But once crack hit, you heard Pac rapping about that shit. Brenda put her baby in the garbage. So that's what it was designed to do, and it was a 20-year plan. The shit came, yeah. Why fight you? Why kill the leaders and fight their sons 20 years later in the 80s? Them niggas decided to kill the leaders. decided to kill the leaders in the '60s. Anybody that was talking that shit, get what I'm trying to say, and you got what you got. So you up here talking about New York City, and you got opportunity for basketball. Yeah, that's entertainment. You making money off your sweat. You produce a
Whoa,
sweat.
whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I was just what I said was, and I ain't talking. You making it seem like I'm saying something negative about New York. That's not. That's the furthest thing from the truth. What I said was being having. I ain't never lived there long enough to say I'm a New Yorker. You got to be there 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you can say that. Let me just say what I was saying. Being that's in the inner city, I know people in New York that just stay in their borough. I know people like that in LA too. They don't go 10 blocks. Niggas don't.
Okay.
The furthest place they've ever been is fucking Vegas, and that's a trip to them when they actually should be seeing the country that they live in. It don't really cost that much to do a round trip flight to Dallas and then just drive around Dallas for a weekend. But I'm just saying, what kind of stuff do they do besides, going to the park or Rucker or something like that? And I'm sure they have outings at the beaches in Coney and different beaches and certain things like that. But what is there to do other than spend money? Because it's like that in LA too. It's like you can't really go too many places without spending money.
My brother pointed out to me a couple years ago is really, especially with New York City, because that's what we're talking about. It's only rich people and poor people. There's really no in between. There's no in
Hmm.
between. That's the truth of the
Middleman
matter.
gone. You're right about that.
That
I
is
mean, the middle
that's the truth of the
class is
matter.
gone.
That's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the matter. And yeah, and yeah, like I said, I always like to go to the root of it. I understand like what you asking me the question. Yeah, people get to go do different things. They got different industries, but like I said, we not dominating a lot of them industries. When I say dominate, own, operate, control, you know what I'm trying
Hmm.
to say? And it's like that because the way shit that was broken up since the '60s and the '70s. That's my answer.
Gotcha. Let's move on to some cooler stuff, entertainment wise. What have you seen? Have you been to the theater lately?
My wife trying to get me to go see Sinners, and my daughter's trying to get me to go see one of these new movies that came out. I forgot, but yeah, I'm gonna get to the theater within the next week or so.
What's the last film you saw and
The
why?
last film I the last film
I'm sure entertainment has something to do with it, but
yeah, I love film. I told you film is one of my things. That's one of the things I'm wind up eventually getting into. I wanna like produce film and shit, not only probably act in some, but I really want to produce film. That's one of my main passions. But come on, man. Um, like I said, I don't want to say. Oh, the last one I went to the movie theater to see was what was this shit? Uh, what was this shit? Damn. Um, now with the black director, it was he made Get Out. That was probably the last one I went to go see.
that's the last movie you seen was Get Out.
No, that's the last one I went to the actual physical movie theater went to go
Oh,
see. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Most of the time you be at the home, you catch it at the house or something.
I catch a lot of joints at the crib. I like watching old movies. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, me too.
Movies movies the way I fell in love with movies because they speak cryptic code. One of the movies, did you ever see the movie did you ever see the movie fucking Green Mile?
Indeed.
You did? All right, so what was that movie about in your opinion?
Um, I don't know. I think Michael Clark Duncan's character was kind of like a second. I wouldn't say he was Jesus per se, but he was like the second coming of Christ. He had Christ-like powers. He could heal people. I love the line Tom Hanks said in the movie. He said when he was talking to the old lady when after he had retired, and he said, because of what dude did to me, he says I'm still alive. I've watched people die around me, and I think it's my penance because I allowed John Coffey to be electrocuted and I killed one of God's creatures. I thought that was the dopest scene in the film because he says, I know good and well I'll eventually die. He says, but I think he healed me. He healed that infection he had in his dick so he could have sex with his wife real good and whatnot, and have a comfortable sleep. But using that power did something to him to where it made him not age. And it just seemed like it was a real spiritual film. You give me your opinion.
That's a great observation, and that's exactly where I was going with it. That's what I perceived from it. I believe they was trying to tell the story of Jesus. What did Jesus do? He
Mm-hmm.
cool. You know what I'm trying to say, his name was John Coffey.
You're a deep thinking motherfucker, man. I'll give you your props on that.
They speak in encrypted code. You know, wow. So this whoever the director, the producers, they went out their way, put their
You know
money
who
up
wrote
to
that
tell this
story, right?
story. No, I don't.
Stephen King. It's a Stephen King short
Like
story.
I said, Stephen King is a legend. Stephen King is a
Mm-hmm.
legend. His name
For
comes in
sure.
a lot of shit. He's a legend. So
Two of his
absolutely
most
fire.
two of his most critically acclaimed films. Now, if you notice, when they do movies on his books, they don't do as well. But when they do movies on his short films, they do great. Shawshank Redemption, uh, The Green Mile. When they do his short story films, they always do real well because I think the writers who adapt that story to a screenplay, they get a chance to put more to it.
He kept me into his shit. Like him reading his books, some of his novels and shit, and it was cool. Like he was like he kept on the same detective in in all his books. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
one of the books that like I remember it well, like with the Sander murders, and it was one of them detective shit. So it was cool. I saw how he do it, and then I saw how he transferred some of them into film, and then he had his other shit. So great,
I'd
great,
have to
great, great
I'd have to
mind.
put
Great mind
Misery
got a
up
great
there.
mind.
Yeah, Misery up there with the Kathy Bates movie where she won an Oscar with what was the old boy name? He's passed away, but anyway, the story about that woman in that cabin in the middle of nowhere reading that guy's books, and he just happened to have an accident where she is. That's just such a twist of fate that she ends up healing his ass and then start torturing the shit out of that motherfucker. It was a crazy movie, but
Yeah,
it
I
made a lot of
love
sense.
I love biopics too. I can't wait till like somebody come along, like at least myself, somebody come along. I would love to go tell some of Donald Gowan's stories. Some of his books was out like
Mm.
phenomenal. I remember some of his characters was just so crazy. Then once I growing up seeing shit, some of his characters were so vivid and so crazy, like jumping out the pages. And then so like it was other I read literature. So I'm trying to say LG Cleaver. I read a lot of that. I'm trying to say the coldest was it the Man on Ice or Soul on Ice. I'm trying to say a couple of them books and all that. And I'm fascinated with the '60s. And like I said, a lot of people frown on black people where we at in our conditions today. But we took a hell of a blow. And not only we took a hell of a blow, and I'm not crying and coming from the victim standpoint. I told you I'm not going back for no reparations or nothing, even though they owe us. I understand, and I think the future is beautiful. And like I said, nobody need to fight for us to be on code and for us to be men today. For us to
Hmm.
be men today and go forward. Nobody needs it. It's about us today. We know what everybody else is talking about. I'm trying to say. I got another question for you. You see this?
Just saw that today. Just saw that. Don't know a whole lot about it. Break it down. Yeah, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it other than the straightforward part you said about him testifying against his son. There ain't really nothing I could say. I don't know the circumstances. Um, if you asking me would I do something like that, I have no fucking clue. I couldn't tell
No,
you. It
I'm
just
not
depends.
asking you.
Like if
That's
my
not the
oh okay,
question.
what was you run it then? What's up?
So I'm referring to that to showing you the disconnect of our we leaders, black men, the black father of the household of the community is leaders, and we
I don't know.
Um, an Irish father doing that to his son, a Jewish father doing
All I
that
could,
to his son.
since you asked that question, I can only say Michael Franzese used to be with the Costello crime family. He's a big podcaster now. Um, his
I saw
father
some
did
of his
that to
joint.
him. Yeah, his father did that to him. He testified against his son. I guess he felt like he had to because they were talking about, you know how they throw a million years at you. You fuck around and do anything to get out of that shit. So, do I think other parents or other family dynamics would do that? Yeah, I've seen it. I mean, you can go out there and find other situations where kin, depending cousin, sister, brother, whatever, have testified against their family, and it wasn't necessarily that they was trying to get out of something. They were just testifying because they felt it was the right thing to do. So I don't know where I'd morally stand if something one of my kids did something. That's why I say that it's conditional. It has to be. If I found out my son was cutting heads off and he done 10 bitches out there, and you know what I'm saying, and I found out that he was doing that, and there was some way I could tell. I remember the night he left, and I did it, and the cops say, "Oh, so you know that?" I tell because my son's a killer, and I want him off the street because he's out there murdering bitches. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be with that. The nigga ain't Dexter, saving nobody, you know, by murdering other motherfuckers or something. So it just depends on the circumstances. But if you're talking about having allegiance with your family and not going against them and putting them in harm's way with the police, I get that. I get that. If they trying to railroad my kid and they say I know something and I know this bullshit and my son not going to jail, I ain't testifying for shit. I'll take that. I'll eat that. I'll go to jail. We're gonna put you okay, then my son will be free. I'll be locked up. You're not gonna railroad him though. It's just it's circumstances, I guess.
I
You
understand that.
know,
That's cool. Yep.
it's important for us to know that even with family, blood is only thicker than water, and loyalty is conditional. Even your kids, your family, your mom will love you on the condition that you doing X, Y, and Z. I don't know too many people that love their family unconditionally, meaning they can do no wrong there. You know what I'm saying? It to me, everybody that's breathing on this earth, just my opinion. I ain't the motherfuckers ain't gotta agree with me. I think everybody's love is conditional on, and might not necessarily mean it's conditional on you doing something for them or um, as far as they're concerned, whatever, however they need you, if you play your part, I love you. If you don't play your part, fuck you. That's the way I be seeing it. I'm a human being, man. Motherfuckers on this planet trying to get what they can when they can. I don't care who it is.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. And opinions vary like assholes.
So yep. Yeah. Michelle, what type of what question you got for me?
Shit, man. What's going on out there in NY in the economy? Is things is getting as bad here?
In
Because
America, it don't gotta be NY. I run around all this shit. I just got off a flight. I just came from Arizona.
what
Like,
happened?
nah, we just checking up on shit. We gotta go down to Florida. Something like we gotta go right down to Florida. So like,
So
yeah,
are you seeing
it's
different
America.
prices on gas and food as you travel the country?
Motherfucking right. You motherfucking right. I even though like I was just in a whip, but yeah. But I was just in PA. My guy had a show in PA and shit. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, it's different prices. You know what I'm trying to say? The gas price, but it's not like it's nothing like the biting shit. It's not like the biting shit.
Right.
It's not. It ain't been nothing in the fours since Trump been in office. I ain't seen nothing in the fours since Trump been in office. Everything been $3 and shit. Now I'm trying and down
You
three
we talked
350.
before about how you feel about the what do you think you say we should come to, do you have any ideas of how it could be if we could bring all our heads together? Because people are gonna buck that what you're trying to say. I think it's admirable that we you know try to lean more toward what you're talking about with the unity. Fuck, we don't need no handouts from nobody, like you said. We don't need government money. We could pool our own money, and you ain't lying. But
Well,
having had this site, go
I'm
ahead.
not saying we don't need government money. My bad, not to cut you off. I just said, yeah, we'll do that, but it'd be easier to get government funding if we got our shit up and running. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
We just like any other. This is how a lot of these other companies or these other families is eating like that because they all got joints up and running, and they are making the government work for them. So we went through a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of time here, not making that shit go for them. We don't got time to point out how wrong this government did us. It's just time to make it right. So this is the
Mm.
because you said you was an ex-military dude. You said you was an
Uh-huh.
ex-military dude. My father was in the military, and he used to he used to go on. He used to tell me the craziest shit. But what I understand is this: no matter what, being that we've been isolated from Africa or from our motherland for so long, we here our real only comrade is these crazy ass white boys. Some that we fuck with. You know what I'm trying to say? Niggas you gonna be bunkered in a hole with. Them niggas, yeah, I trust some of them white boys up in Kentucky and all that shit. Niggas just honest that fear God like I fear God. You know what I'm trying to say?
Uh-huh.
So I love all that shit. Country first, family first, all that shit. I love all that shit. So my shit is this. So yeah, so that's why I love it. And I'm telling you,
I
politically,
never
I'm so
asked you
against
this
it.
before. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
No.
Oh,
I ain't like
okay.
I don't I'm not gonna like I ain't vote. I don't vote. I don't be voting, man. I don't be voting, my
Yeah,
boy.
you
I'm not
sound like my homeboy Will. He say fuck. I mean, he may not have voted for Donald Trump, but for some reason he couldn't see himself voting for Kamala Harris. And I asked him why, and I said, "Is it that she a woman? Is it that I think
like I
all of
said,
it's bullshit. That's number one. I think both sides is full of shit. I've said that to everybody. I believe it's a two-party system that gives you the illusion of choice. Uh, you choosing between two evils. Why the fuck you can't choose between two goods? You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck we got to choose two evil systems? That's bullshit. So there's not a lot that we could say to change that. We can only do, like you saying, is to do for ourselves and try to pool our resources, get over each other's hatred for each other that they've created in this psychological shit. Back in the day when you were walking down a road in the rural South and you was with your plantation owner and another plantation owner's coming the other way, you had to put your head down. You couldn't look at the eyes of the other blacks because you fuck around and see somebody you knew. And they don't want that. The separation was real back then, nigga. They don't want you reading. They want you having if a motherfucker married a slave from another plantation, that was an arranged marriage, and it wasn't a marriage out of love. It was a marriage out of that wide hip bitch right there. Get with one of my bucks. She'd make some good children out there. You know what I'm saying? To be in the fields. That's how they used to treat us. We were like cows and goats and shit to the motherfuckers, and that shit
like I
is
said, we
still in
could
the
talk about
Constitution.
all that type of shit. We could talk about all that shit till we blow in the face. I want to go forward. I
I
think
do too.
these folks.
If you don't
I think
fucking,
these folks. I think these folks that like whoever you talking to, especially if they're grown up today in America, black or white, I think they know their history. I think we all know our history because it's our history.
the problem
No,
is you're right about that. The problem is until we can move past the shit that can happen, niggas got to face that shit. That's the reason why we got so many whites pissed off and they keep talking about why y'all keep reminding us of that. Why the fuck we keep getting reminded about Jew shit? Why we keep reminded about Japanese having a bomb
well,
dropped
so
on them?
that's what I'm trying to say. So niggas supposed to make it popular what Brian Allen is doing. Brian Allen is taking these folks to court, suing them folks because they not sharing the way we are sharing airwaves. So niggas not making that popular. Niggas, it's supposed to be on code. If there was a Jewish thing, in my opinion, it'd be on code. So that's what I mean by being on code. He can't
Got
be
you.
isolated. Jesse Jackson's
I
son,
say this
when he
shit
was
because I be wanting you to explain.
Jesse Jackson's son, when he was in Congress and he was voting for Burkina Faso in the Sahel region not to be hostile. He was isolated and all that, and he didn't get the support. So I'm like, yo, how y'all don't make this? This is what it is. And I don't mean to be I don't mean to be like that, but because like I said, I don't think it's all white people bad, and I don't believe that shit. You know what I'm trying to say?
Uh-huh.
Like I said, I could
I ain't
point out
never
so
say
many
all
shit.
white
So
people is bad, but
no, but so
you ain't gotta be. You
I
ain't
just
gotta
hate
feel the same way a racist do
I
to
just
be
hate when niggas
complicit.
give no, I just hate when niggas give this a visible boogeyman and then don't talk about no other boogeyman if you're not willing to create your own boogeyman.
You
Because you got
you
all
know
the
what?
time.
You're fucking perfectly right by saying that. You know who else kind of rocks with you in that sense? you know David Banner, the rapper from Mississippi, right? He
Yep.
thinks that they have used the idea of God and Satan as a crutch in the black community, to where we always put everything that happened fucked up to us on the devil. And you know what I'm saying? When good shit happen, we say thank God and all that, but you know, oh, that ain't just nothing but the devil. And he's saying we should get away from that because we keep everything that's fucked up, we keep putting it on something other than us doing what we need to do for us. Oh, that's just the devil. We just gotta pray, and you'll sit there and pray, and shit'll pass right by you. What do you think about that? Do you agree?
Well, what I found out about the Bible was every other, in my opinion, every other race, especially the higher ups in that whatever race it is, they all use the Bible as a political tool or a political guide. We are the only people that really look at the Bible as a spiritual guide,
Spiritual. God
and
damn it, that was
and
dope,
that
boy.
was
Say,
and
keep
that was
talking, boy.
and that was conditioned in us, and that was conditioned in, and that's cool. Nah, real talk. That's cool, and I'm not worried about all that shit. So, with the like I said, when they would say all these funny ass conspiracies and all that shit, I say this. Now I'm trying to say, I always tell you, God is the biggest homie, and like Kansas Owens saying, Christ is King. I like all that sort of saying because I feel like the affirming because I felt all that shit since I was born, since I was a little boy, right? When they was doing all this shit, they didn't, in my opinion, they didn't. When they created all these so-called conspiracies, 100-year conspiracy, 500 conspiracy, 200,000 year conspiracy, whatever the fuck it is, they ain't have the internet in mind. And I think the internet is straight from God. You know, every time I get sick, I only eat motherfucking watermelon, and I be good
Mm,
like that. Watermelon is, especially the one with the seeds. It's no middleman.
mm.
It's no middleman. Straight from God, straight from the source, nigga. Straight from the source. You hear me? So I like you gotta cut a lot of that bullshit out and get in tune with it. And so you get understand shit like that, your political shit, you understand shit like that, shit would take off. You don't cut motherfuckers off, you don't spite your face to do all that shit. You fuck with motherfuckers. This is what it is. We American, you gotta understand that. So you gotta just politically
Certain
going
doors
forward, this
gonna
what I say.
certain doors gonna get opened if you stay open to fucking with everybody, no matter what color they are. You'll see their
Like I
spirit when you
said, so
get around them.
politically going forward, I like African Americans. When I pull up over there, I want my passport to say African American to understand what the fuck I've been through, where I came from, and all that shit. But don't forget, I come from,
I like
I'm
that.
American. America. I buried my mother here. I buried my father here. I'm trying. Niggas not playing
Do
here.
you
You hear
think
me?
do you think that gives you a fucked up badge when you go certain places though? Because there's been such a narrative that's been created by certain individuals outside of the United States that when you show up and they see it says African American, do you think that's a bad like a bad juju to certain countries or what?
I would just say it haven't been marketed right. I think it needs to be marketed better, and it can be marketed way better going forward. Putting all this shit in code. They talking about United States of Africa. Yes, I told you last episode what the N word was, and not saying we want to do anything to duplicate anybody behavior. But like I said, they not running up in other people's shit because them people is secure because of that N word. And also that creating that bridge, creating that bridge from here to there, it give you political power over here. Just dealing with trade, no violence, just dealing with trade, business. Hold on, y'all keep on pulling over black unarmed niggas and all that shit, and keep on doing all that shit. Trayvon, y'all keep on doing that shit. You when the trade deals going on, United Nations and all that, you got Uganda, you got fucking Congo, you got fucking the United States of Africa saying we not selling another diamond, nothing until y'all lock up whoever just killed Trayvon Martin. That's political
Mm,
power. That's what I meant. That's what I meant when I tell you they
I
stepping
got
your
you.
foot in Harlem. You have your brother go out in Africa. That's what I mean by that. That help you politically over here. You
Hey,
need political help over here,
how
and
many
then you go help
countries
your brother. You
how
go
many
help your
coun-
brothers over there. You go
how,
help your brothers over there with the word. Let me just, I'm just get this off, make you understand. You go help your brothers over there with the with infrastructure and technology. My bad.
nah, how many African countries have African leaders? Are all of them black in the continent? I
Yeah.
know it's damn near primarily all of them, but there are a few that don't have. There's a couple that. I think they don't have actually black leaders. I know South Africa does now. At one time it didn't, but I know the guy from Burkina
I can say
Faso.
something
I
real quick,
love
but go
him.
ahead.
I fucking love him. He's very military, and but he's a good leader to his citizens. He's just not taking a lot of bullshit from other countries that's coming outside of Burkina Faso, which I can't do nothing but be happy for that. They are not going to do him like Muammar Gaddafi. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Like I said, you can't tell me about what they gonna do if you don't got your own day. What your day gonna do? I don't want to hear about that. So my whole thing is this to you, right? This, you hear me? Let me like my blunt. You can play one of them Peters real quick. You can play one of them Peters real quick.
I
But no, listen.
might
What I'm
have to
trying to
do
say
that
is
on
something.
another music on a music show.
Look, right? So boom, it's different. It's really different. And you could get caught up with that back and forth shit with who gonna say this, or who gonna do this, or who not gonna do that. It's really our game plan. It's really our game plan, OG. It's our game plan. It's what we doing. They're not really sweating us, and I think they're gonna respect us when we move like men. You hear me? That's my
I,
opinion.
I feel you. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
my
hope you're
opinion.
right. I mean, I hope you're right, bro. I really do. Hey, man, I gotta go to this premiere tonight for this fucking weird ass movie called White Orchids over on Wilshire at the Regent Theater. I gotta get my ass in the shower. Hey,
I did all
coast to
that.
coast.
I already clean. Already clean.
I was out early. It's hot as fuck out here in LA today, nigga. It's like 95.
We get to an hour. My shit got to be an hour. We got 18 more minutes. You got to always try to cut me short. We get to an hour.
Never no cut you short. It's one of it's one of these situations where the show can't go all the way to 55 minutes today. I wish I could. Uh, but I got the road. Somebody wanted me to come to this shit. I told them I'd do it. And I ain't trying to get caught up in a whole bunch of LA traffic, even on a fucking Sunday. If you ain't been
I
here,
understand. I ain't tripping on you, OG. I ain't tripping on you, OG. That's
nah,
what I
it's
said.
all good. It's all good. You know I
When
love you.
it's hot like that, you want to jump in the box like at least 2, 3 times a day, man. I remember living in LA. That shit was crazy. You heard?
Uh-huh. You already know. You ain't been out here in a while, but that don't mean the weather changed. That shit the same. It's fucking hot and sticky where you is too, probably.
The weather, weather been crazy in New York. The weather been crazy. We've been getting we've been getting we've been getting smoke from Canada and shit.
Smoke.
We've been getting these wildfires going on, and we've
Oh,
been
I
getting
didn't know
smoke from
that.
Canada wildfires.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe so y'all
yeah.
catching all of that in New York. That shit is drifting all the way to the city.
It's dripping all the way to the city.
That's fucking
Facts.
crazy, bro. I didn't even know about that. Let's chop it. Could you find out more about that? I'll probably have some info on it, and we can do it next time. We can talk about that next time.
See you
Who
next Sunday. You already know.
who's on the live
PEDA
right now?
McRoll'EM.
Who is that? Is
Say that
that
again.
Steam 13 still on the live? Holla at me. Holla at me, yo. Remember to like, subscribe, and also get a thumbs up on this and all of the other content, my man. And go check out Peter McRoll'EM. Peter McRoll'EM's music is all over YouTube. It's everywhere, dude. One of my favorite songs. One of my
Deep
favorite
waters.
songs.
Deep waters.
Deep Waters. So y'all need to go check that out. Peter, PEDA. MCROLL apostrophe EM, Peter McRoll'EM, Coney Island, New York, one of the hottest and up and coming dogs out there. When I say dogs, this nigga do bite, so watch yourself. He will 45 you in the back of your kneecap. So, so
Don't
be
do them like that, be peaceful today, We got we got the money, so we got the money now. So it's gonna be crazy.
he's look. He rather eat a steak and have his baked potato with his girl, but if you get the tripping, you will get the fucking leaking. That's what we do around here. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep it 100. Hey, we're going to catch y'all next week, man. Y'all have a blessed week. It's God's will. and don't spill none of the liquor that you be drinking, because that shit expensive. That's all I know. And Peter, thank you again, bro.
You're
Coast to
ready.
coast, from LA to New York, from New York all the way back to LA. It's all one love. Y'all be safe. He probably giving us a little love. They liking it. They liking it. They liking it. That's the homie. That's the homie. Big Scene 13. I'ma holler at you, dog. Let's get it. Peace from New Jersey. He's in New Jersey, my man. Holla at y'all.